into that post round. Lauren, though, we'll leave that to the side. There will be reminders throughout the game, so everyone at home does understand that this may not sound as familiar in terms of commentary. Lauren, though, your thoughts going into this one. Team SoloMid up against Kinguin, and we've got an entire arena ready for some CSGO.
I just want to see how Kinguin come into this. They have the opportunity. They have a great map to begin on. This is the time. We are finally live into this, ladies and gents. Get loud. Here we go. Already on the T side, it will be Team Kinguin. On the CT side, it's going to be Team SoloMid. And Kinguin aren't messing around here. Already starting to make their play. Makalele's going to find Carrigan, and that's going to open this one up.
Absolutely. Zipnik's going to be trying to find something as the T side do begin to flood on into the site. And this is just going to be a rampage now, but from behind, Scream finds one. Rain in response, the only real frag so far. It's going to be a tough one to kind of climb back now, as there's just two CTs clambering to get back into the site.
Oh, and Dupree just out of nowhere finds Rain. It's down to a 2v1 though, it's just Device. And Makalele gets caught out in 1v1. Fox, he's still waiting. He's waiting for the chance, but Device comes in. And brilliant work from the CT side.
Amazing stuff there. Kinguin doing the fast A split, getting up to the bomb site as fast as they can. That normally favors the T side. They can pincer the CT bomb site, get the kills, but an amazing retake from Device there, getting them the first round on the board, and that's so important. We know this is Kinguin's best map, and they chose this one, and Device getting them off to a fantastic start there, and we can now see the money they're building up. As we said, we can't go into too much detail as to where the buys go, so please forgive me if I can't dissect that for you right now.
Well, much love to Henry for kind of giving us as much as we can be told as we're going on into our second round, and let's see where the arsenal of TSM chooses to be placed and where the wave of Kinguin potentially may crash. Slow and steady seems to be the key word here.
It's worth pointing out they did get the bomb down as well, so that is information that the CTs have gathered here, so they'll be preparing for that, and they can see a very got a very passive setup coming in, and we can see what can unfold here.
Nice connection though, that's damage done. That's going to be Dennis down to 15. Device finishes the job. Bodies aren't going to be continued to drop though, as Rain returns the favor, and that bomb looks to be setting its sights on towards that B site. Dupree is going to say no though. He has a big stop sign in his hands, and he continues to frag as Kinguin, just the pistols in hand, struggle to find a grip on Dust 2. Now, to Scream, he's been struggling to hold anything. I cannot say anything, and it's going to take us a while to hit that stride. But 2-0 is the score so far.
So a quick pop out to middle, then through one flashbang, got out there, frags exchange, but this was the big play here. Dupree holding strong on the B bomb site, takes a 3-man there and completely locks down Kinguin. It's going to leave Scream in that 1-on-4 situation. He can't do anything with it, and that's the second one on the board for TSM now. Now you can see on Scream how they're reacting to Kinguin. We knew they got the bomb down, so let's see what they can bring to the table with this.
Makalele has been outstanding at what he's been doing. I'm sure you can notice exactly who's now in trouble, but keeping your eyes into this round, the T side have so many options available to them. They can make a play from this, they can do something, but what can they forge?
Well, with Device taking that tag at the start of the round, they need to get that information as to what they may be facing in this round, and now they're falling back and they're trying to wait for the T to execute onto them before they actually bring anything to the border.
Yeah, still a minute left to work with. Not too much to be happening. Scream is taking a bit of a glimpse. Puts on his way. So, as you can see, no harm, no foul so far. This is a quite slow round for Kinguin. Just taking their time, not wanting to rush things. Carrigan able to start getting a little more control, let's just say here, but not a massive amount, nothing too drastic gained, and TSM are just going to have to wait this one back. Play it calm, don't overextend, try and keep this nice clean 3 rounds to start with.
So no information gathered for either team right now, that's very important. The time ticking away, no one really knows what's going on. This is very clever play from the CTs as well. They're making the Ts come to them, so let's see the last 30 seconds come to fruition now.
Yeah, this is going to be not necessarily a do or die situation, but it's certainly going to bear some weight here, and as the clock ticks, you're going to start seeing the plan begin to unfold. Scream bulldozering in, first man to go through, the mollies get placed, but in that corner waiting ever so patiently is Zipnik. He's going to find Scream. Can he find any more? No. Rain denies, but that A site is guarded by Cajun B, and Team Kinguin are struggling. Time is running low. It's down to 8 seconds, but as you can see, Makalele trying to do what he can, but now it's just down here, 1v4 after plant situation. The CTs are making their way in, and well, it's going to be dealt with nicely, and the defuse will come through.
So like I said, the CT's playing so passively, not giving anything away whatsoever. When you're the T side, the Kinguin especially relied so much on getting those initial frags, gaining their information that way. They had no one facing them at all on shore. Even facing them today, bomb side, they didn't really get anything until they executed. And by then, there was so little time remaining. I think it was about 15 seconds on the clock. And then they've got a couple of big headshots on the Famas there, and that locked him down. That's 3 in a row for TSM now.
So is there a risk-reward factor to be taken into account when you leave so little time for a T-side execute, especially on Dust 2?
Not in that situation, because you're rushing there, and then either they need the headshots there, but just to point out, Rain answers back though, the phenomenal scout headshot onto the Device, and that gets them right back into this series, and all of a sudden, the T-side take the advantage.
Now, where do they go with this? They know they've chopped the CT side down to 4. Looking to try and build off the back of this one. T-side, of course, would be able to cause quite the upset considering what they purchased the round prior. Rain being one of the more well-geared members of their roster now, though. So 2 players on either side. Rain looking to find a second. He is just training his eyes towards the location of one of those CTs. Nade tickling it, but nothing to write home about. As with 58 seconds left, and Kinguin, they are still battling for information.
Yeah, same thing again, so the CT's not giving anything away. After losing that third frag, they've gone right into the back foot, but KGB neutralized the round, taking down Rain. That's a big frag as well. We knew Rain had that scout in hand, so now they've taken down one of the biggest scalps available. 40 seconds again, time ticking away. Will they be able to find anything else here?
KGB finds a second screen, desperately trying to help his team out, and this is going to be a mowdown. Dupree takes 3 heads, attaches them to his belt, and brings TSM the 4th.
Yeah, so even after that initial scout frag, we expected them to maybe capitalize on that. They didn't really react to it fast enough. They allowed the CTs to reset, get back in the bomb sites, and again, they were forced to go into a situation where they weren't comfortable or even applied any pressure before it happened then. So another huge spray round from Dupree on the B bomb side there. He's doing very well for now, 7 for 1 for him, and now we can see this will be one of the first buy rounds coming into the game.
Yeah, I mean, TSM are demonstrating their flexibility as well with their weaponry.
Yeah, Makalele, though, going to be sent packing pretty early on there, down pretty low. And the T-side going to have to slow down a little. Once again, take stock of the situation. They have a lot to work with, but the time will be another factor. They liked to play a little late last time. We sweat before. This time, maybe looking to change a touch of that. However, there's a lot of people standing in their way. Kerrigan being one of them. Rain has none of that. As now KGB might have to consider his options here. Not such an easy round coming out, and Kinguin aren't going down without a fight.
So again, getting the first pick in their favour. They weren't able to capitalise last time. What can they do with this one? They do have control of long. The CTs are aware of that now, but it's all going to come down to what they do with this now. What do they go back to Pincer, or do they hold this area and try and capitalise from there?
More varying options for Device. Missing a little bit of a shot there. Dennis will make the most of that one. That's B looking, well, quite vulnerable. There we go. Dupree deals with that matter elsewhere, but now 3v2. The CT side is starting to struggle for numbers, but look at this position. Keep your eyes on that man, but he just doesn't connect. Zipnik's gonna have to back out of there, as now it's down to a 2v2. Rain and Makalele up against Zipnik's and Dupree. Bomb is down. The 2 CTs are going to have to work this one back through. And Molotov is going to start doing work. Zipnik's a little bit of a softer target to work towards. It's just down to Makalele in this. The bomb not quite up to the ideal spot, let's say here, but he's going to make it count. Dupree down. He's going to go for the second. This man has been outstanding for his side, but he can't do it this time. Zipnik's says no, and Team SoloMid carry on.
So even after losing the initial frag once again, the thing about Counter-Strike is every reaction must have an opposite and equal reaction. So we saw Device pushing to upper B there, try and get some positional control on the upper B tunnels. He actually got taken down as well. You expected Kinguin to take that round, but a huge retake for them and made sure they got the 5th round on the board was fantastic stuff. So TSM looking extremely strong right now. We can see now the economy is still working in the Kinguin's favour. They have five losses in a row, so the lost money bonus comes in, and this is another big round coming in.
Yeah, still Kinguin yet to put a round on the board, and you saw how much that meant to Kerrigan, just screaming at the top of his lungs towards the Cologne crowd. That volley is going to be extinguished, but Dennis is having absolutely none of it. Just strolls into the site, demanding respect, but Dupree not going down without a fight, fighting forward, finds Dennis. Can he find a second as he does opt for the USP? Rain low, but not low enough. Now just 2 remain. What was that? Zipnik's gets a HE in the pockets of 2, and now Makalele and Fox are fighting to bring this round home. Now, Zipnik's has found 2. Can he find any more? Maybe with a weapon this time. As the CT side are looking to come from either angles. Kerrigan finds Makalele. Fox was the only one to do anything. And that's going to be another one for TSM. Kinguin still sitting on a big fat 0.
So when all else fails, let's try rushing B, and it looked promising for them again, getting entry frags in there, but enough damage was done, and that touchdown grenade, taking down 2 players, neutralized everything. A great backstab from Carrigan as well. They didn't even consider him coming from that angle, straight through the smoke, finished the round off, and this is looking so strong for TSM. This is what they're so good at, reacting to the T setup. They read their opponents and play based on that. Kinguin don't have a look in right now. They're only getting the initial frags, but are not able to do anything with it.
Team SoloMid look formidable. These guys have come in today with a clear purpose in mind, and so far, it's playing out well. However, things can still change. Probably not in this round, but we'll wait and see what can happen. Device not having the biggest impact just yet into this one, but it is still early, as said. So, T-side gonna have to pull together what they can. Dennis with a stunner. That's Zipnik's gone. But, well, Cajun B's not gonna really let too many through, but he gets held down. They're actually starting to flood through towards this site as Cajun B misses another. He needs to start landing these shots, and already this could get dangerous here.
He's normally so strong in that position as well, unable to find anything there, and that gives Kinguin a real chance now winning this round.
Let's see if they can do it. Can they battle against the odds here? This was not a round that was meant for them, but Carrigan takes a lot of damage trying to take down Fox there, and there's still 3 players standing. Screams one of them. It's down to Makaleli and Rain. The bomb is ticking. Time is running out for Team SoloMid. They have to make the play out of it, but there we go. Cajun B and Dupree together, hand in hand, deal with the threat. They get the defuse, and once again, Team SoloMid reigning supreme.
So 7-0 in favour of TSM. This is looking so promising for them. They're getting the bomb down once again though for Kinguin, so the money's going to be fine for them, but every round they're getting the initial headshot. You saw that one dig from Dennis come in. That should have been it, especially when Cajun B missed all those shots as well. Bomb goes down pretty cleanly, but they're just unable to hold on, and another retake coming in. We can see, look, all the diffusers for the CTZ. They really are just working these retakes so well.
Kinguin making impact, and it looks like nothing going to happen at the start of this one. But you're right, Kinguin finding the entry time after time again. Is it just the lack of utility to follow up on some of these entries, or
not at this stage? Look at the buy they have available to them. They have enough. The money's there for them after losing so many in a row. It just seems the synergy, once the bomb goes down, it falls apart a little bit for them.
Now, let's see where this one takes us. Does seem like a little bit of a rinse and repeat potentially. Cajun B trained on location, just catch a glimpse, but not going to be enough. Zipnik tries to take the mantle and only finds one before Dennis again with the return frag. This time it's going to be Zipnik's watching as the remaining 4 ready themselves for the attack.
So Kinguin favour this area so much. We can see them being isolated now in the catwalk area. Smoked out, great use of utility from the CTs, ensuring the options are very limited. They can't go in and get the entry kills they require, so now they have to bide their time. And again, this is a problem for them, the time ticking away, and then they'll be forced to do something they're not necessarily planning on doing so.
And this is actually all because of TSM as well. You can see TSM are also forcing them into this tight spot, and now it does look like the push is about to take shape. Dennis on the warpath, but he's not going to find any information, but Dupree just shuts down that mid. They're not even checking it. Device going for a no-scope. He's confident, and he does. Bullet to the chest of Dennis, and it's going to be Dupree's Deagle that wraps it up, puts a bow on it. 8-0, and Carrigan cannot stop celebrating.
They're just reading them like an absolute book right now. Carrigan has done his homework. That drop-down strat we see Rain try to execute there, he does that so much, and a lot of teams are aware of that. We had Dupree just waiting in CT spawn, just anticipating that to come in. Yeah. As soon as he did, shot him down, and got 2 huge frags in middle, and this no-scope from Device as well. That was crazy stuff, and that's a final kill from Dupree. But we go into a pause now. Very good time for Kinguin to do this. Obviously, it's not too far gone yet. It can be a CT-sided map, judging on depending on who you're playing, what the matchups are. But TSM are so good at this. They change their play and set up every single team they do, and this is perfect right now.
So when you see Device going for shots like that, he was openly peeking window, unscoped in with an AWP, anticipating that presence in mid. Is that TSM with a little bit of lack of respect? Is that them just feeling confident? And what's that going to do to Kinguin
Not
as well?
necessarily. I think they just got the information that someone was running up to be in that point. He didn't have enough time to get onto the platform. He didn't want to risk getting shot on the back, for example. So he went for the no-scope there. It could have actually hit him. If you line your shot up, and the second shot proves that is a viable option for him. But yeah, like we say, Kinguin just looking a little bit lackluster now. This is a map that's supposed to be their favourite. They're formidable on this, but we can see like that last round with the dual AWP set up for TSM as well. That's when teams get their strongest and does too. It allows them to have anchors on the bomb site that lock down the T's, and any executions and the aims they try to utilise the AK-47s are almost redundant because they need to actually start implementing more strategies to lock those AWPs out of the map.
And we're going to see what they can do then. 8-0 the score. We're back on into the game. And Lauren, what do you take us on into this one?
It's going to have to be Kinguin to start turning up. They're down so much now. They've had a second to think about what they're going to do here. And that's the perfect beginning. Dennis going to find Zipnix. But we've seen this before. They've got the entries. But can they lock down the sites after the plant? The next stage of the plan will have to come through here. Already, though, Team SoloMid operating at a slight loss.
Yeah, normally as well, they don't seem to react fast enough, and now we have a proper reaction, and will they be able to capitalise with this one?
Yeah, we're going to have to wait and see, of course. Smoke goes in, but whether or not they commit off the back, another question. Keeping options open, making sure they're not committing too early, but then again, this hesitation, this slight change could cost them down the line. However, 1 minute left on the board. Both teams holding their ground. And already there will be some information gathered. I'm sure you can work out what we mean.
That's what I talked about before. Every time you get a pick, you need to do something to get back into the round. So that's happening right now in a very similar state of affairs to what we've seen in previous rounds.
Yeah, this could be a huge factor coming into this if he gets the opportunity, but doesn't need it. Device already going to catch out Fox at the top of mid, but the T side is going to make their play. Pouring out towards that A side, it's Makalele single-handedly trying to take his team through this, and this could be the start of Carrigan! The triple comes out, and single-handedly pulling his team back in check, but can he do it all? Makalele up against Carrigan, and Makalele finally shuts them down.
Unbelievable play from him and Goose. They didn't even seem aware that he was going to be there, but they managed to get the first round on the board, and they're going to breathe a sigh of relief there just after that pause, getting back into it. But you can't really say it was deserved after this performance. Just have a look at this spray down. You can see they were blind, but everyone was holding W and hoping to get into safety there. But 3 lovely frags from him, but the clutch from Makalele did come in as well. But this is now they need to pick up some momentum. Losing this round will be devastating for them. Obviously, the money gets reset, and then there'll be a world of pain. So a big round required from Team Kinguin. We know their money's not going to be great after losing so many players. That was very expensive deaths for them.
It becomes crunch time then. Another crucial round for Kinguin. Yes, they've got one on the board, but as Henry has stated, this one is equally, if not more, important. Sure, you can start. Let's see if they can try and level this out somewhat. Again, Kinguin look to be setting themselves up nice and slow. They know that the TSM players haven't been giving them too much at the start of these rounds, other than a couple of present shots through mid. They aren't giving them information. They're forcing them to come to the CTs, and you have to see what's starting to take shape. I cannot tell you, of course, but let's see if the CTs are ready for this one. Ready themselves. It does look like Dupree has caught wind of what may be going on. The flash is coming out, and here comes Kinguin. What can they find? Device already has taken a reasonable beating, and it's going to come down to what Dupree can do. Bomb loose. That's the start, but Dennis and Scream claw this one back. 4-3. Now, potentially we can be seeing the explosives go down, and that's going to be a case of now just the waiting game for the Danes. You said they had to pick it up, Henry, and it's starting to look like they may have done so. Yeah, I think they'll start to become aware now as the bomb ticks away and there's no CT presence whatsoever. The call will come in that the CTs are indeed saving, and it was a slight force buy from the CTs as well. Even after winning 8 rounds in a row, every round has been based on retakes, right? There hasn't been like clean sweeps every single time, so the money was tight for them. So this is definitely a good decision from them. Save that economy and try and take it to the next round instead of risking it on a very difficult B retake. Once the bomb does go down in B, it's one of the hardest sides to retake, especially when you have an AWP in hand. So that's a wise decision from them. But you saw the way Kinguin dissected that round. Instead of going short and trying to go out there every single time, they've realised that there's no middle presence really from the CTs whatsoever. So walking out together and then executing very quickly there didn't allow the CTs to actually get any crossfire set up. And you saw how much they were panicking on the B side. They're trying to help each other out, but it came to no avail. And Kinguin take round number 2 for them, and that's 2 in a row. So they're looking pretty good right now. And maybe that pause has helped them.
Yeah, it looks to have at least got them back on the board. It's 2 rounds in a row. It's not the biggest change, but let's keep our eyes on exactly what's on your screen there. This is a little bit different. This is something that we've seen TSM do before, but I'm looking forward to seeing this in this game. It's something actually Kinguin do as well, so both teams should be well and truly aware of this. However, Kinguin very cautious, and right to be so. Not going to rush themselves into this round. And keeping their choices varied here, and as you can see, that threat may become a little more poignant. Makalele scalping Cajun B there, and that is a big threat removed.
That's what they're so good at, getting these AK kills. If you give them an opportunity, they will take it, and that's why the passive stuff is working so well for them.
Carrigan picking up at least the AWP from Cajun B there. Will deny Scream towards short, but the T side, they're not really going for that one just yet. As you can see, once again slowing down. This is something they'll do every time, just kind of make sure they're making the right choices. Think about it again. And this man is going to be pressured. That's Device gone. And one by one, they are just picking through the CT side and negating the presence of at least one of them, but two through smoke. Zipnix and Carrigan there, finding Fox and Rain as they do try and make their way towards that B side. Dupree was the last Guardian. He'll be removed. And Makalele already on the 3K here. Him single-handedly just trying to pull his team back in this one. But these two players have options on both sides of the matter as well. However, let's see what they go for. Makalele has been massive so far. He's caught a glimpse, he's caught a tag, and it's Zipnix for Carrigan. Perfect. Unison coming in, pushing through the tunnel. 1v1. Carrigan just needs to hit one more shot for Dennis. Just coming in when it mattered.
It was always going to be so difficult for them. We saw their economy had been so effective from that save. They didn't actually have any defuse kits, and once they got that initial frag, they thought, okay, we need to go for this right now. We're forced to swarm on the bomb side, but gave him pretty easy frags at the end there. But that shot from Carrigan through the smoke and CT spawn, I thought that was the round we turned around. The bomb went down. It seemed like a lot of bad things were going on for Kinguin, but they managed to stabilize themselves. We can see now, look at the CTs, they are reacting to this, and it's not going to be over just yet.
Absolutely, Dennis found success with this before. Not going to happen as he does make his whereabouts known over towards Long, and no entry for him just yet. Now though, what is the answer? What is the answer from the CT side? 3 in a row now for Kinguin, as they finally have managed to break the Danish spirit somewhat. Things have fallen ever so silent in the arena. As Kinguin are looking to make an impact here in the quarterfinals. They start to emerge. Carrigan is the one to greet them, but Cajun B lurking in the corner only finds one. Carrigan looks to clean up with the spray and finds 2. And now Makalele and Scream are forced to do it all. 4 players to find. And they have time to do so. 50 seconds.
Yep, so they've got a mountain to climb here. 50 seconds is enough though. 1 player, and these guys are going to split up. So let's see how this one unfolds. The CTs set and poised for this.
Yeah, and they have just hit the brakes. Of course, Kinguin have to do everything now. They are the ones that have to bring this play to the forefront. And look at Scream, he's got a good idea, wants to help his teammate out, but oh, just outside of the time frame that he needed. Carrigan found Makalele in the process. He had the right idea, he wanted to keep his teammates safe, but microseconds separating some of these players. Some of these kills. Scream finds another one. Things are starting to heat up here. 2 frags, 2 more to find. Not gonna happen. Dupree dashes his dreams as he picks up his 17th so far. Dupree on the warpath so far, and CT's side does too.
You can never count Scream out of those situations. He's had a relatively quiet game this time, but you saw his aim coming to its own there. But that was a nice setup from the CT side. You've seen them actually putting 3 people towards B, then allowed them to actually control those mid-B splits, and they had 2 guys towards Long. Great crossfire there, opening frags, and it worked out really well for them. So now the favour goes back to them, and you can see the buy here coming from the terrace. So this is a big investment from them.
And again, as you mentioned, the T side there, Makalele, a man that I always have to mention in these ones. Of course, even taking up Dupree a touch. He's done this so many times with that scout. However, as Rain actually really impressed earlier on. But into this round, we are seeing quite a specific play from Team SoloMid, ironically in mid, as the T side taking their time, trying to get the information, trying to maybe catch someone off guard, trying to get a little bit of a glimpse as to what the Danes are hiding up their sleeve behind those smokes and tucked towards the sites. But there's a minute left here, Henry. There's still a little bit of time to work with.
Well, they've been utilising this time so much, and there's not so much. Even when they get the first picks, they don't seem to go and take that advantage. They allow the CTs to reset, and that's been a problem for them. But Makalele has shown the scout here. The CTs are aware this is a force buy, so that's all they have to do now. They have got the 5 rifles set up, so they're going to force them again, and they're at that smoke once again. They're now going to be forced back. They can't allow themselves to wait that much time, so we can see them falling back. And now, what is the reaction from them?
Oh, it's quite clear to you and I, of course. However, Kinguin going to try and keep this one as subtle as possible. That time is going to become a factor though. 27 seconds. TSM are going to know something's up very, very soon. There comes a molly, and Dupree's the one who's going to be once again guarding that bomb site. But no, they go down, and actually it's down to a 3v3. 2 rifles in this still for the T side. Zipnix wildly spraying in towards that smoke. Doesn't catch anything. 10 seconds were remaining, but the bomb is now down. And we've seen this B site so hard to retake, but
It's the decision you have to make, right? So at this stage of the game, it probably is worthwhile. They're going to see if they can get one frag in, and if it does happen, they've got an opportunity.
When you line up for that man, he can become dangerous, but he only gets a 1-for-1 trade. But it's put Carrigan now in a 1v2. He has to come up with a good hit for his side. He does get down one. That's Dennis gone 1v1 against Makalele, but no, Makalele slaps him back. And Team SoloMid are not running away with this one anymore. Kinguin at least trying to stand up to that pressure.
Yeah, they're so good at getting these opening frags here. If TSM give them the opportunity, they take it every single time. And the economy's seen so back and forth as well. There's fantastic stuff for Kinguin. 4 from the board now. If they can take the last 2, they really have got themselves back into this. And that's amazing to see. After losing, it was 8 in a row, they get 8-0 at the beginning. This is a great comeback for them, and finally showing some signs of positivity here.
Signs of positivity, absolutely. One person who's probably not feeling too positive is Fox. 2 frags so far in this one. Let's see if he can make an impact alongside his team, because here they come. Device is right behind them. He's going to draw on the... I was going to say a bit more than that for the CZ, but not going to happen. Dennis puts him in his place. So it's a 4v3. And the T side do manage to put the bomb down. So they can't give the essence now if the CTs want to go for this one. They're most definitely going to try and get some weapons in their hands, but Scream shoots his head with the Galil in his hands. Sipnix fires back with just the 5-7 in play, and this is going to be another one for Kinguin Henry. You said that they needed this one, they needed to not make mistakes, and it's so far so good. Whether or not they want to keep that armor is a different question.
Well, we can see TSM did actually force buy into this round. They left themselves with no money whatsoever going into the last one. So this was a huge investment for them. They're not going to have much to play over towards. It'll be $2,400 each, I think. Going into, oh no, $1,900. So this is going to be difficult for them. So you can see $900 drop on them now, and they go into the last round with next to nothing to play with. And the chances of Kinguin in this last round are very strong right now. They're going to be aware of this as well after shooting the players and feeling the head armor there in place. So this is going to be exciting to see what TSM can bring to the table. You can see there the interesting option of guns being brought to the table there, but you can never take anything away from those things. So let's see what they can do with them, and whether they've got something up their sleeve to maybe catch Kinguin out of position.
Yeah, and Kinguin, of course, a truly commendable performance after that pause, coming back towards this one, picking up those 5 ever so important rounds. But as you said, it's eyes on TSM here. Are they able to forge anything out of this? You can imagine that it's going to be tougher than ever. And Kinguin, they're not rushing it, they're taking their time, they're playing smart, and they don't want to get caught off guard. You saw the threat that came from the likes of Device just that round ago, behind the smoke, lurking, but this round may not have that opportunity. We'll have to wait and see what he can salvage from this, as Fox, a little bit of a trade-off there. Carrigan looks like the best, but Dupree, the alarm bells are going to start ringing. He catches a glimpse of one, but Dennis bulldozes his way into sight, and this should be the plant coming in. Cajun B not far away though. Neither are the other two. Of course, 3v3 this is going to be tough coming in back towards the CT side. But not the ideal setup, and that's going to make it worse. Makalele just catching off Carrigan. Dennis is going to find Cajun B, and that's Scream to close it down. Kinguin finally going to just kind of step away from that overshadowing presence that was Team SoloMid at the start of this game.
A decent last round from Kinguin as well. We knew that was one they wanted to win. They were aware of the economic situation for the CTs. They sent Fox along just to see if there was a stack down and get some information. He got taken down, and the reaction was the guys went into B. It got a little bit hairy, some 5-7 frags being exchanged, but they got the round they needed, a 9-6. That is a great recovery after going down 8-0 and only allowing TSM to get one more on the board after that.
And a little recap and a refresh for you guys over in the audience and in the arena, of course, as probably about 100,000 extras have joined us.
Very true.
We do need to recap that there is a slight change in our commentary for this game. We are being careful. That's what we need to kind of highlight. It's not a guarantee. We need to kind of make it clear that we don't know if the players can hear what is being said. It's just a precaution because there is a change in headsets. They don't have the normal measures in place, and so that is why our commentary is being different.
So that's why I can't go too much detail about the money and the economic situation. I can't talk about the buys or even what nades they have, for example.
Yeah.
It gives so much away if someone can hear that. So people who are used to my sort of casting, I normally dissect the rounds as they're going on. I try and tell you how it's building up and what they may execute, but it's very difficult to do that when potentially I don't want to take anything away from the game at home. That's the most important thing, is the integrity of the match. So that's what I'm trying to make sure we keep in place.
Absolutely, that is what we are trying to obtain, as well as, of course, seeing if TSM versus Kinguin can go all the way. A reminder for you guys at home where this one will go in a best of 3. Overpass will be our second if we, when we get there, and Inferno the third. in this one. But right now, Dust 2 is going into his second half. And that comeback from Kinguin, Henry, any sort of reasoning that immediately jumps to your mind when you see such a manic comeback?
It just seems like TSM completely had them locked down at one stage and knew exactly what setups were coming into place. You can see Carrigan, they're looking towards his notes. He obviously has done a lot of homework here, and he's aware of what Kinguin are going to bring to the CT side as well. Going into this next half, this pitch will obviously be very important for both teams. If Kinguin take it, they can get back into this straight away. It's going to be 9-9 potentially. So this is a really exciting stage of the game, and a perfect for the situation we're in. We're at the major. We want close games. We don't want anyone to get run over. So let's go into the second half now. We're going to see Kinguin on the CT side, TSM with 9 rounds leading the charge on T.
And this looks like a very decisive beginning from Team SoloMid. Already Carrigan going to get a nice little shot towards Dennis, who's down to 2 HP. That's a massive impact already. Dennis, though, has to be careful now. He can't make the same sort of impact, and you can see Kinguin positioning quite uniquely as well. This is a very interesting play coming out from both teams. Bomb is down to the T side. They've not lost a single player, and as you can see, Kinguin were not holding that side. Scream.
Sit down.
Never missing a shot. This man is an absolute monster. Just terminates anyone. But still, this is the retake. It's begun. Cajun B sees all of these players trying to pull forward. Scream again. That too. He's not going to maybe time this third. The Arnold on Device again and again. His team SoloMid in these positions, and Device is playing out of his mind. It was Carrigan before, the man who boxed his way into this event, just throwing his hands in the air. This is a beautiful performance again coming out from these boys. I don't know how they get away with it.
They're not going to check Goose for a second time. Is that really real life? So I think like, the first guy even spots it, and the other guy just flounder around and get taken down. Huge plays in the T side there. A very fast, long execute. Got themselves on the bomb side quickly. The CT just so far away. Great headshots from Scream. Good reaction. It looked like a real contender to get them back into the round, but that shutdown on the A side, what can you do about that? And that pushes TSM one step closer to a victory here on the first map.
Reaching double digits is not to be sniffed at as well, and it looks like Kinguin are not going to be doing just that with their purchase. Now, T-side not taking any risks. When you go into a second round, you need to be absolutely certain that there's nothing fishy going on before you execute your push.
That's what Kinguin did so well on that last round. You need to ascertain where the CT stacks may lie, and don't get yourself committed to a situation that may cause you trouble. So you just want to feel the map out and get as much information as you can before you make your final execution.
Talking of final execution, I think we're going to continue to see that clock tick down before we do get to that paramount moment in this round. Time now down to 50. So far, Dennis and Scream are the ones to make their whereabouts known. And it does look like he has to say about it. 2-3, pocket 600 onto Dennis. Device doing something nicely with a rifle, as well as that's only Fox to really fight back. And oh, that is going to be a freebie. As TSM, they took their time wisely. They punished the loud deagle in middle, and that bomb's going to be going in as well.
So they did actually go into where the majority of the CD players were, but they played it very well, made sure they were implementing the buddy system, getting frag for frag, and nothing really went wrong for them. Dupree does go down, but it's going to be absolutely fine. You can see 2 players now remaining for the CTs. Judging by their reaction here, I think we can guess what they're going to be trying to do and take those guns into the next round. But the T's are going to be aware of this. They're not going to let them get away too easily. Cajun B answers back, takes out Makaleli. It's just going to be Rain remaining, cowering away in the corner there, and Carrigan shuts him down. So another round and a clean one as well for TSM, and they're looking very strong right now. This is a great start to their T-side campaign.
Yeah, it's something we saw at the beginning of this game. Bearing in mind, Team SoloMid did come into it with a very strong start on the other side, of course, but Kinguin did call that timeout before. They had the chat through. Do you think it could be a factor coming into this one? Do you think they might have to do that, or is it still way too early to be thinking about this?
Not right now. I think we need to at least get to the first gun round and see where everything lies. Team Kinguin obviously had a bad start to the first half as well. They're just going to try and get themselves into this. They're not forcing the issue too much. They know they can rely on the guns, so getting anything out like the scouts or anything like that, I think would be a bad investment for them right now. So they're playing the long game, which is a wise decision in my opinion.
Let's see how far this round can get the CT side then. Shouldn't be too easy for them.
No, certainly not. Device having a bit of an issue there towards short. Not going to make the most of that one, but he waits patiently and catches a glimpse of, I believe, at least one there. Fox.
But just that interaction to say he's aware that the silence USPs are out as well, so they know they're very limited biases, so they're getting this control along now and making sure they keep things long range and get a couple of picks before they actually do anything here. Bomber's going to be towards that area as well, but the CT's still trying to do everything they can to get a kill. They're not giving the frags away, but that's the first one exchange. It was just a matter of time really for Dupree by himself here. This could be dangerous for him. Gets headshot, not taken down, but this should be a pretty clean sweep. Although the HP is very low, they seem to be handling the situation well.
Yeah, they're starting to deal with it. Makaleli will find Zipnix at least, but he is now on his own. He surely can't make much of this one, and he will go down to Carrick in the end. Not able to pick up a gun, and that is a very clean round for Team SoloMid.
Absolutely. This is where things get interesting, though. What kind of setup are Kinguin going to employ? We know they have the AWP potential of Makaleli. He can be a great CT AWPer as well. He's great, one of the best players at moving it around the map, surprising them, using that flashy ability that the analyst talks about. He can be almost anywhere, but we can see Device there, his position. What's he going to do with it? I think we all know the way he's heading, and it's going to be a great interaction here, and where's this going to go?
Two Titans about to bash heads, and it's Makaleli who prevails. Device now forced to watch as this round continues to unfold, and that's a very crucial entry from Makaleli as he gives his team a little leg up into picking up their first CT round.
So obviously after losing the first three, they wanted to make this a convincing one. We talked about Makaleli being one of the best reactive AWPers there is, and he gets that first pick, and again, that's been the tone for this match so far. Kinguin getting the first kill, but unable to transfer it into a round victory sometimes, so they need to capitalise on this one, keep things defensive. They've essentially won the round at this stage. You need to hold back and force the T's into doing something they don't want to do.
Let's see if they can force the issue here. 60 seconds on, it does look like smokes are going to be thrown out. They're looking to kind of keep the CTs guessing as TSM still making decisions, trying to keep Team Kinguin on their toes, and they're most definitely going to be doing that. You can see Makaleli is going to receive some sort of message, as it's going to be Carrigan who finds him. That's the AWP out of play, and that's a huge pickup there, as I think Dennis realizes he is under threat. Doesn't stop him though, as he seems to thrive in situations like this. 4v3 with the bomb down.
Yeah, it was a really nice play. Set up the mid-split fake so well. They're dropping down the CT spawn and catching the players with their pants down, especially Makaleli.
Dupree is though a cornered beast, and it's going to bite the hardest. Just the one though for Dennis. Fox quick to pick that one up, and now it is a 3 versus 2. cajunB trying to find safety, and he does find it on Whispering, because this could be beautiful, and it is. cajunB and Zipnix acquire it, and now we find ourselves in a duel, 1v1. I think time is of the essence, and I think he realizes that this is all said and done. Another one then acquired by the T side. cajunB gets away with his weapon as well.
So those mid smokes you saw mid-round there, they're so effective because it takes away so much vision from the CT. If they've got two players there, they can't really call as to what's going on. It's very difficult to push through and get any vision as well. You saw the players, yeah, you can see them highlighting it there. So it takes away vision from window, it takes away anyone playing from the outside B and from the door, and then they really were expecting the mid push there, and we saw Carrigan dropping down onto the half-pipe area and taking down Makaleli there. He didn't see it coming whatsoever. That great opening pick, and that was fantastic stuff from them. A really clever round, and we can see that really has affected the Kinguin economy. And as long as TSM keep this slow and calm, and like they saw on their Antigos before, this should be a pretty simple round for them.
Should be.
But look at this. This is quite interesting from Rain, actually.
Yeah, this is a little unique, something that maybe he's been looking toward doing. May have the opportunity to put it into practice very soon. This could be huge. However, caution takes priority in these rounds sometimes, and we'll have to wait and see if he maybe has the opportunity later into this one to utilize what he had in mind. But as we can see, Team SoloMid not rushing this either. They're going to take their time. They want to know what they're up against, get any information gathered, and it just seems to be the name of the game with Dust at the moment.
So playing this very safe as well. You saw those smokes going long, taking vision away again, controlling that area, pushing the CTs back, and he's gaining positional control one area at a time.
And here we go. Makaleli's going to give away a little bit of the game there. Dupree was taking that challenge, but we all know the real threat still lays in wait. But Dupree will find Makaleli. And Rain, Dennis, Scream, Fox gonna have to hold on. Rain will find Dupree, so that gun position is no, but it doesn't matter. Carrigan with the Deagle, gonna come up big, but Long now pressured, gets the tag, not the frag, and just Fox standing 1v3. He might be able to do something here, but his chances are very limited. Not much time left. The bomb against him. He's going for this. He takes down one. Can he find him? Oh no! Device denies the cross, and Team SoloMid getting very close to that first map win.
So Kinguin again keeping their eyes on the prize. They did save a gun with Rain, but they didn't want to force it too much. They look at the buy they have now. That's what they are opting for, and they know they can gather some great momentum with that. They obviously tried to do something last round, boosting Rain up and short, trying to get some info, even a cheeky kill to fall back. But now this is when the game really starts. So they have a chance of getting back into this. This is it. So let's see how this unfolds now, and more TSM do to try and counter this before it even begins.
Oh, Makaleli found the legs of one. It looks like he's going to be the one to finish the job. Carrigan, though, wounded warrior, still finds two. Astounding as he just walks through long and claims control. And it looks like TSM are going to try and build off the back of that. Now, Dennis is going to be one of the few members of Kinguin who's ready for this one. I think Device caught a glimpse. As they do continue to watch this round. Well, things taking a slower pace now with the early exchanges. Oh, he's doing damage and so much. Dennis now in the ground as it is down to just two. Fox and Scream taking their time. And so are the attackers as well. And look at Dupree. He's most definitely the sly one in this matchup up against Fox. That's going to be an easy pickup for him. And now Scream probably screaming internally, realizing his situation is dire, but he's found two. Zipnix and Dupree remain, and with 40 seconds left, they're making the wise decision.
Yeah, but they're aware of his position now. That's the problem. When you're CT in a 2-on-1 and everything stacked against you, like, you definitely have a disadvantage here. But Scream doing everything he can to make this a clever play. He's aware of what's going on. You can see the weapon he has picked up, but judging by the current situation, there's not a lot he can do here, and it's such a difficult one to take as well, because it's one, if they lose it, it goes to map points at least. So great stuff from TSM there, great read, going out with the Hail Mary play out along, and we saw Carrigan picking up two great frags. He's been really strong this game as well, one of the stellar players this entire series, so that's great for TSM. 5 in a row now, going to be 6, but Team Kinguin, they're looking lost here. Scream now, I think it's pretty clear he's going to save his gun. He's going to have to if they have a chance going into the next round, but that was the one I said, getting that dual orb set up, that was the one chance to build some momentum and show they can be a solid CT team, but they're just not going to have a chance to show that.
Not at all. I mean, Kinguin have played Dust 2 so much. Of course, we saw them against Immunity, against Cloud9, now against TSM.
They weren't that strong. We've seen them on Dust 2 in the past, and they were like a really strong team. No one knew how to lock them down, but it seems people who do their homework and are aware how to shut them out, they don't really have much in terms of a reply now. That's 6 in a row on the T side and puts us to 15-6. You can see the ropey buy coming in from Kinguin, of course. They have no choice but to force into this one. Well, let's see. Can TSM put us to bed right now?
Can they avoid perishing under the threat of Team SoloMid? Already 15-6. As said, this is a very important round for Kinguin. They need to stay alive, and the same for Team SoloMid. They want to get into map 2. They want to get this one started in the right direction. Still, quite a focused start here for Team SoloMid. Looking for their first opportunity to get this beginning, and you can see what's building here. Just slowly but surely, the net is being closed in, and little do they know what's waiting around that corner. It's Carrigan straight towards it, finding Scream, and look at this. Fox amongst them. He does take down one. He's trying to stay alive, but Carrigan again being instrumental here for Team SoloMid as Makalele and Rain with it all to do. Or this will be Team SoloMid picking up map 1 in this best of 3. And Makalele throwing everything he can into this. Rain does succeed. Zipnix down. 2v2, make it 2v1. It's Makalele, the man who's been so big for his team, but can he do it again? Time is ticking. The T side have it in their favor. They have the numbers. They have what it takes. But can Makalele turn it around against the odds? No, as Carrigan will close it down for Team SoloMid. A massive round for that man who came in. He looked confident. He looked ready. And that is map 1 in their pocket.
He just pulled them apart completely. That is the man to blame.